lots of people came, which means it's pertinent to people. I've been interested in this for a couple of years, and I've thought it's important for people to grasp, but it's clear people are realising it's potentially an issue, something they could do better. You know, there's no ignoring technology's here to stay, but people want to manage it better and have a better quality of life with it.
I think one of the reasons it was so important, and actually something I would also take away from this evening, is that it's quite clear that although technology can be a friend to us, it can also be a foe. And what's clear is over the years, rather than us using it to benefit our lives, it's perhaps started to run our lives. And so what was so important and inspirational about this evening is I think we're really reaching that crucial point where it's time for us to manage technology.
The thing which really just hammers, it can be, just can't be hammered home enough, is the amount of time that we check our phones even unconsciously, and how it ingrains itself into this external trigger, into an internal trigger, and how we create our own distractions and lose our focus. And it's a total fallacy, this notion of being always on, which turns into actually a very destructive kind of factor at work, and actually helps us be less productive. It's crazy.
As we're talking about impact of technology on mental health, as you said, obviously to a certain extent that's a discussion about technology, but I think below that it's also a discussion about human behaviour and habit, and our relationship with ourselves, and just how we conduct ourselves. Because the thing is that technology is actually an amplifier. If we look at any of the problems there are in the world today, actually those problems may feel on the surface like they're because of technology, but if you dig deeper, they're problems which are just human problems which are being amplified by technology. So actually this kind of being aware of ourselves and how we are with the tools that we use and in the environment that we're in, this is a crucial kind of aspect to having good mental health.
Change is happening to us all the time, and that speed of change is it's getting faster. We're asking our staff to embrace and be agile with the technology that we're implementing, but it's all right to say, please, we want you to embrace this, but we're going to actually help them to use it to its advantage rather than to the disadvantage it can bring to us. So the reason why I came tonight was to hear to hear stories, understand what others are doing, and in this space, because we've got to help our people manage that change.
Yes, I've done something quite drastic, or what could be considered quite drastic. I spent nearly 20 years in the news business, in 24-hour news, and in the break I actually deleted all my news apps. And I did that very intentionally because I'm continually bombarded with notifications. We always jump to them. My wife does as well, because she was in the news business, and I've decided that actually I'm not in that business anymore, and I don't really need to be, and I will find out another way. And so it's just one of the things which I've taken action on already. There are a few other things which will probably have something to do with social media as well, but I'm moving towards them.
So, having listened to all of the fantastic speakers this evening, I think there's one takeaway that really stands out in terms of something I would change in my life. And I am a wife and a mother of 2 children. And I heard one gentleman talk about how when he arrives home, they have a box for their mobile phones, and they put the mobile phones in the box. And that's not to say that they can't visit their phones, take work calls if they need to, check social media. But at the same time, they're having more present time face-to-face with their children, with each other, because the phone isn't in the pocket, so they're not naturally reaching for the phone and having that distraction. So I shall give that a go, and we'll see.
Running a small, quickly growing business demands a huge amount of your time looking at a screen, connecting with people in that way. So I think actually just the basics are actually one of the most crucial things for me. And as I was saying earlier, I don't think this is something that you do once and then you've sorted it. This is a lifelong practice.
Well, it's the third time I heard Laura, and first time I got rid of some stupid apps on my phone that was consuming time. The second time I bought myself a clock, and this time I really need to get myself those 2 phones, the other phone, because I have a work phone and I've had it for 13, 14 years, and sometimes I think I can't live without it. I need to get my own personal phone.